We know Jeff Brom is the head coach at Purdue. And Jeff Brom is from the Brom family of Louisville. His father, Oscar, brothers Greg and Bryan, his son, everybody. Everybody in Louisville knows the Broms, right?
Yes, and every male Brom who has ever thrown or caught a pass did it at the University of Louisville.
He's speaking at the Louisville Flaggett High School Alumni Association. Somebody asked, how much pressure did you feel when the Louisville job opened in 2018? You know what? After being at Purdue 2 years when it came open, that was a tough call, Brom said. It was just too early to leave Purdue for Louisville at that point. Now we're on year 6 at Purdue. I love this town, this area. I'm an alumnus of Louisville. So anything can happen in the future.
Boom.
This is all from a column by the great Rick Bozich, who writes for WDRB, but used to write for the Courier Journal for years.
I mean, that is an eye-opening comment for sure. It sends a clear signal to Scott Satterfield. Better win big this year, pal.
So Satterfield had an enormous success at Appalachian State. Gets to Louisville. He's 18-19. He's 6-7 last year. Took an L in the First Responder Bowl, which is always such a classic.
A lot of fan investment in that First Responder Bowl.
Came in last place in the First Responder Bowl. Yeah, he's got to win. I mean, Brom has basically just stated, I'll take the job.
Yeah, I mean, on the list of potential openings now, Louisville moves up a couple notches, I think, just based on Jeff Brom's rhetoric.
You got to put Satterfield at number 1 on the hot seat, if only because of this. Herm Edwards at Arizona State with all the scandals and the transfers out. He's got like 40 guys on the roster or something now.
Yeah, I mean,
total
they
mess.
have just been, they've been gutted by transfers. They've had staff turnover. They have an ongoing NCAA investigation and things had only been going okay for Herm. It's not like he was lighting anything on fire there. So Herm is at or near the top as well.
Scott Frost, right?
Scott Frost has like a month, I think, to either keep the job until the end of the season or to get fired quickly. The referendum will come quickly on him. He's lucky that he still has the job this season.
4-8, 5-7, 3-5, 3-9. But I mean, like if he gets to like 6-6, like that's going to be progress enough. He's going to be back.
Why should 6-6 be good enough to be back?
Why was 3-9 good enough to be back?
Well, because of the buyout mostly. But now, okay, the buyout's gotten lower. And I mean, eventually, look, it's at some point in time, they've got to show something, don't they? Here's their September schedule. Actually, start in August. They're playing in Dublin, Ireland against Northwestern. Very important game for Scott Frost. Then North Dakota, Georgia Southern. You got to win those two, obviously. Then Oklahoma comes to Lincoln. And then they have the bye week, and that's, the old bye week firing. We've seen that a few times there. You plug in the interim coach. If they are 2-2 at that point, I think he's gone.
Wow.
I do.
Who else you got that needs a win? Bryan Harsin down at Auburn.
Bryan Harsin.
Tried to fire him.
The boosters were dying to fire him. So, so much they just kept leaking stuff to try to make Bryan Harsin's life miserable and untenable. And to get him pushed out.
I don't hold anything that happens this year, much of it, against Bryan Harsin, because he's been literally undercut by his school.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Those seem to be the big ones